Hello Pisces, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Pisces is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. Three of Cups, celebration. This is a wish. This is your wish for what? For a good life, for friends, for family, for pets, for plants, for people, for success, for love, for joy, for contentment, for peace. Yeah, this is your wish. And I feel like you're somebody who knows what they want. You know, you have this, I'm going to cry. It feels like you have a very strong wish, a very strong desire for what you want in life. And I think that when it's not for selfish reasons either, it's not just like, I want a car, I want a diamond ring. It's you want like peace and love. And, you know, you've expressed this to the universe. This is the Mercury in Cancer card. So this is about you communicating to the universe what your wish is. We have to make the wish. And what are we wishing upon other than the star? What is the star? Yourself, your soul, right? The source, God, goddess, deity, higher self, guardian angel, spirit guides, whatever you want to call it. Here's the Nine of Cups. Oh boy. Wish fulfilled. Wish granted. Five of Pentacles. There's the star. You've wished upon the star. I'm going to ring the bell for that. It's not your power card. I'm ringing the bell anyway. It's my show. I can do that. That's fantastic, right? We've wished upon this star and Spirit has answered. We have a Knight of Cups and a Queen of Cups. A lot of water energy here. We have an Ace of Swords, a Five of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Cups. There is the wish arriving. Okay, that is you receiving with arms wide open. Your cup is in hand, and it's being filled with this radiant divine light, right? This is you holding this, you're holding your Holy Grail, and the light is coming down right into your heart. Okay, this is going to make me cry. This is the dream come true. Okay, and it hasn't been easy. It's been a struggle for you. We see the fives. The fives are those cards of change, of struggle, of uncertainty, of instability. Okay, now why Spirit showed me a rice cooker? I don't know. I don't know why, the rice cooker on your countertop. I think it's, sometimes Spirit sends these sort of, I almost find them silly images and messages and phrases and things to me, as a way maybe of just kind of grounding the energy, a way of just connecting with some of you. I know probably not all of you have the rice cooker, but for those that it's meant for, it's meant to kind of confirm the energy that we're in. If that detail is not for you, don't worry about it. Leave it for the next person. This reading is still for you. Okay? I think Spirit is trying to call out certain things and certain energies to connect with certain people. Okay? But yeah, the rice cooker. Maybe you've got one going right now. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're just going to set it down over here with Bubo the Mechanical Owl right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. And it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. I'm so happy about this reading. These cards are amazing. Spirit is also pointing out that there's been a kind of a family history of eye problems or some vision kind of issues. Yeah. I feel like those are being resolved, though. I feel like it's kind of like, I don't know, like your whole family wears glasses, like my family does too, right? And now my wife and our daughter, we're all glasses wearers. Sometimes I'll put my contacts in, but I don't really like the contacts. I've got astigmatism in both eyes, so the contacts are uncomfortable most of the time. But anyway, I feel like you're kind of in the same boat there, all right? But as we look around the room, we see some major arcane energy, the star and the Hierophant. Okay. We see no fire. We see water, 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 water. We see a little bit of air and a little bit of earth. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 water cards. Oh my gosh. That's a lot. And a little bit of air and a little bit of earth, right? No fire, because this is going to be a conflict-free zone. Right? There's no resistance. I think what you did, you got rid of the fire. We let go of our intention. We let go. Once we make the wish, we sort of let it go. Project it out into the universe, we let it go. And what do? We just do the work. Right? We start moving materials around. We start moving our body. You want something? We got to do something. We got to act on it. But the fire is not here because I think the fire has been already sent off to spirit. It's already been put out into the universe. And it doesn't mean that you're not active. I think what it means is that we're not attached to that wish anymore. It's like we've fired the arrow and it's now in motion. There's no point in worrying about where it's going to land. We've done our best. Now all we can do is prepare for what's coming, you know. So there's no fire here. I think there's also no conflict. I think that you had some conflict in the maybe more distant past, or not recent, but maybe a few weeks. There's been some turmoil and some fighting or some frustration or something going on, and it's not here anymore. I feel like you had a difficult childhood. Spirit is telling me something about an illness or something when you were a kid. So I feel like you've had some hardships, right? But things are getting so much better now. Things are improving. Things are healing. Things are hopeful. Your wish is coming true. And that's exactly what we see here. We see the 3. The 3 is what we want. Okay? The 3 is abundance. The 3 is happiness and joy, celebration, jubilation. That's what I want. Where do we want it? On the physical, financial, mental, emotional, and spiritual creative planes. This is the 9 of Cups. And what is it but the 3 of Cups in every dimension of your life? So this may be saying, like, I wish that, I felt better physically. You're getting that, but you're also getting this kind of joy and abundance in the financial realm, in your spiritual life, your creative life, mental, emotional healing too. It's in every dimension of being. So this wish is sort of coming back to you threefold. You send out good vibes, they're coming back to you 3 times over. Okay? Sending out one wish, and you're getting it in triplicate. Yeah. It's really nice. I love it. We see the passion up top here. I feel like this is a character quality. It's a character trait for you. You're kind. You're giving. You're generous. You want other people to have a good time. You host a party. It's not for your own glory. It's for everybody to have a good time. Like you probably are you just kind of sit back and you just watch your friends and your family having fun, and it makes you feel good. And you don't need the applause. You don't need to be singled out as the host. You just want to make sure everybody has a good time because it warms your heart. You're a very kind person. You hold doors for people. You help old ladies across the street. You pick up groceries from people that are struggling. Like you do good things for people because you love people, not because you want the thank you at the end, So at the end here, when we're talking about the Ace of Cups, remember at the beginning anyway, I said that it's like you kind of got your cup and you're sort of holding it out and it's being filled with this divine light. This is sort of the other way. This is about you offering your divine light to other people. What you have in your bowl, it looks like you got a really yummy crab curry in there. You're offering that to the world. You're giving. Maybe that's the rice cooker. Maybe it's the offering. It's the sacrifice. It's the sharing of what you have, no matter how modest, with everybody else. And it's being returned to you now. Because you are the person you are, your wishes are being granted. Because you've always been giving. You would give someone the shirt off your back. You'd give them all the rice in the rice cooker if they needed it. Okay? You're donating stuff. You're doing charitable work. You're giving, and giving. Okay? And maybe not in those material ways. Maybe it's not literally that you're like doing the Toys for Tots thing, or you're giving rice out to people. But you are a kind person, and you are giving good wishes to people. I think you're someone who wants everybody to be happy. Right? You don't wish ill on anybody. Yeah. And so the kindness extends to, maybe when you're driving your car, you're kind. You let people merge onto the freeway in front of you, and you give them a little wave, and they wave back, and it feels good. You'll let somebody who has less items than you at the grocery store, well, you let them go first. They only got 2 things. I got a whole basket. Go ahead and go. You're that kind of a person. And I think that is, and we're not doing it because we're expecting some kind of karmic reward. But in this essence, that's kind of what it is. But that's not why you're doing it. Because if you're doing it, then your intentions aren't pure, right? So your intentions are very pure here. That you are, you're being kind. You're a good person because it's the right thing to do. Because it feels good to you to be a good person. Not because we're hoping to get something out of it. It's not that it's some sort of transaction. It's like, okay, I'm nice to that person. Now they've got to, it's funny sometimes at where we live in the Midwest here, kind of up north, they have a lot of like antechambers in buildings, right? So you walk in one door and then you're in a little tiny room. You got to go through another door to actually get inside the building. It's because it snows and stuff. You probably have that where you live too. But it's funny because sometimes like someone will hold the door for me. And I'll walk in, and I'll grab the other door, and I'll hold it for them. And so it's kind of like it almost like it cancels each other out. It doesn't really matter. I'm not saving that person any time or energy, right? Because they did it for me, I did it for them. It's a wash. It's meaningless, right? So any practical person would say, why even bother? Why even bother? Well, the bother is because there's that moment where it's just like you kind of laugh about it, or you say thank you, and then you say, well, thank you. And it creates a moment between people. It doesn't matter that the energy exactly cancels each other out. It annihilates itself like matter and antimatter, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that like it didn't help anybody. I wasn't doing a service for somebody, and they weren't doing a service for me necessarily, not in that logical way. That's why we don't have any swords cards here except for the ace. Because we don't care about that. It doesn't matter if like I've spent energy, but then they spent an equal energy. It's kind of like you give somebody $20 for their birthday, and then on your birthday, they give it right back to you. It's like we could have saved the trouble, right? It's the moment that we're creating. It's the energy. It's the vibe. It's the frequency that we're putting out. It's the love we're putting out there in the universe. That's what's making a difference. Not that there's the exchange that you move all the numbers to the other side of the equal sign and they sort of cancel each other. It's not a math problem. And I feel like that's your vibe. You've got this generosity of spirit. And so, I hope this is resonating with you because I really like these cards. The 5 of Pentacles underneath the surface, you're somebody that, has seen hardship. You've seen struggle. And, but you know how to work hard. You've always worked hard. And you've done so with a very good attitude. Yeah. Not always. I mean, we have our moments, don't we? But this is someone who's I think ready for some stability. Yeah, I think you're ready for things to sort of crystallize a little bit more in your life. Yeah. I feel like you have a strong connection with your spirit, with Source, with God, Goddess, Deity. You have a spiritual practice. I feel like you like to look at the stars, right? I feel like you kind of receive a lot of guidance from like literally doing the stargazing stuff. Maybe you even have like telescopes and things. I think with the 5 of Pentacles and the star, we're realizing that things don't need to be fixed. Things aren't broken, right? Things just need love. Things just need to heal and fix them and sort of repair themselves, but nothing's broken necessarily, right? Some things just need to be held and need to be healed through this water energy. You got a lot of love in your life right now, and even more love coming. Even more love is coming into your life. Okay? I think all the love that you've been sending out to the universe is now coming back to you threefold. Okay? I think you've been wishing upon a star. I think you've been trying to follow your destiny and do what your spirit or guardian angel or spirit guides are sort of showing you is the right way to live. Okay? I think you're somebody that has let go of a lot of pain. You've let go of a lot of animosity. I don't think you have any hatred in your heart right now. I think you've let go of a lot. You've done a lot of the spiritual work indicated by the star card, clearing out blockages, untying knots of karma, and disconnecting a lot of the buttons and triggers that we have. I think you've done a lot of that work, and your heart is filled with love right now. Okay? Even though things are not perfect, you still have this wonderful love energy. You're operating from a place of abundance here. And in the future position, we have a Queen of Cups. I feel like this is us really allowing ourselves to accept the love coming back. You know, there may be an older female energy in your life that you want to reconnect with. I don't know if it's like mom or grandma. Maybe this is an ancestor or a spirit guide. I feel like it's somebody that you really are wanting to connect with again. The H name. And, you know, I don't know if this is someone who has passed or transitioned into spirit, or if it's somebody that you're sort of, you feel a distance from them already now. But they're going to come kind of back into your life. There's going to be a reconnection with that person, even if they are in spirit. They're going to be, you're going to see them there, right? They had wind chimes, or they have something about wind chimes in them, and maybe it's, maybe that's how they're trying to communicate with you, or that's something is connecting you to that person, and it's the wind chimes for some reason, okay? I feel like maybe they have transitioned to spirit, actually, and I feel like maybe they're moving the wind chimes around at your house or something. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It could be mom, grandma, it could be an older sibling, it could be a great-grandma or an auntie or something like this. This card in the future position, I think, is also us realizing just how deeply we really feel, because you are a very sensitive person. And I think that it really is almost overwhelming to you when all this love comes back into your life, all this love that you've radiated out, all this, the wish, the intention that you put into the universe, that now it's coming back to you threefold, is almost going to overwhelm you, because it's going to feel so good. It's going to be tears of joy. Okay? Now, in the path of the serpent, we have the Ace of Swords, clarity. Okay? This is a mind that is not worried about the logic of something, where, it doesn't make sense. It's not fiscally responsible for you to hold the door for somebody and whatever. And that stuff doesn't concern you. You don't care about that. You're a feeling person, right? And I think that you are trusting in the universe. You're trusting in your intuition. You're trusting in the star to guide you. This is you receiving starlight. Okay? You look at the starlight coming in through the top of the sword there, because your mind does mental things and does calculations and figures things out all day. But your spirit is really speaking to you on that higher plane. Okay, you're receiving the starlight, and that's how you are trying to live your life. You're trying to always follow the star. Follow your North Star. Follow what you know to be the right path for you. Even when it sometimes leads you into difficulties and disappointments. Okay? And especially with the disappointment here in the position of your relationships, you're putting out all of this wonderful love into the universe. You're getting it back threefold, but it wasn't always that way. You know that sometimes people aren't going to reciprocate, that you might put a lot of love out there into the universe, but you might get disappointment back sometimes. And that happens. Okay? That's the risk that we take when we're putting ourselves out there, and we're sort of giving of ourselves, giving our gift of love to the world. Sometimes the world is going to disappoint you. I think that you've been disappointed in relationships, that you've been in some situations where your essence wasn't appreciated by someone, but yet you continue on. And so we're able to move past these kind of disappointments. Yeah. Now the next card is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is, sometimes it's too fixed of an energy. It's too dogmatic, okay? That this might be you pushing back against some certain institutions in life, or some certain, not institutions necessarily, but some kind of standards of life, where it's kind of like, just because everybody else is behaving a certain way doesn't mean you have to. So we may look at the world and say, there's a lot of callous people out there. There's a lot of really hard people out there that are closed off, and that are not connecting, and don't seem like they have love, or that they're sharing it, or that they're positive. There's some low vibration people out there. This is you realizing that you don't have to become them. That just because everybody else is doing something doesn't mean you have to do it too. Because that's conformity. That's us conforming to something that doesn't make sense for us. You're following your own divine light. You don't have to follow the Hierophant. Okay? So it's kind of like you're battling the world in a way with love. No matter how much evil or how much pain or sadness we see in the world, you're still radiating love. Because that's your way of sort of fighting back, right? And trying to change the world and unfix it. The world is maybe stuck in a certain way. You're trying to unstuck it, right? And so the Hierophant is kind of this opposing force to you, because it feels like, well, this is how the world is, and you're saying, well, I don't agree with that. I don't accept that. We can make the world a different place. You can change the world just by being who you are and living from that place of abundance and love. You're changing the world. Okay? The Ace of Cups is you receiving a lot of this love back that you've been wishing for a long time, and it's coming back to you, and it's felt like it's taken a while. Well, yeah, because it had to grow to 3 times the size and come back to you. Right, so we're waiting for it in triplicate, and maybe it's taking longer to get here because it's going to be so massive. I feel like this is really, really a positive thing. The Ace of Cups feels like it's a beam of light directly into your heart. I'm going to look at the mystery card. Now, this isn't guaranteed to be something very positive, right? We can have any sort of card here. I would like to see something like the Empress, or a 6 of Cups, or more water energy. It might be some fire. It might be a doorway card. It might be a moon card, an aeon card. It could be a tower. It could be the universe, right? Well, if you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Oh, the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is, to me, not conflict. The 10 of Wands is you feeling as if your burden, all right, the weight on your shoulders that you've been carrying for a long time, your efforts, your willingness to endure, your willingness to put in level 10 effort into life, it's finally paying off. Well, I don't know what your wish for. I don't know what your wish is, right? But I do think that the wish being granted, your dream coming true, is going to relieve you of this sense of burden or sense of responsibility. The weight is going to be lifted from your shoulders. Okay? And it may feel like we're kind of responsible for the world, and I'm responsible for my life, and I've got to keep pushing on no matter what happens, and I've got to do this very difficult and challenging work. I've got to accept my burden with love in my heart. And I think the burden's being lifted, the weight is being lifted. Yeah. So that's a very positive thing. Feel like your life is going to get so much easier. So much easier. You've been going through the ringer. You've been putting in level 10 effort with joy and love in your heart. Now it's time for that to be rewarded. It's time for that dream to come true, and this burden to be lifted, and the weight to be removed from your shoulders. And that feels really, really good. Yeah. Let's do an extended reading. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Pisces, Thursdays, and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.